expect from my students? I expect them to listen, follow directions, and then ask lots of questions. But not to go to the toilet. Questions about the subject. Be curious, because when you're curious, that's when the fun starts. I wish you happiness. It doesn't matter what you do, what you choose, whether you're good or not in maths or science or English or music. But I want whatever you choose to make you happy. I want you to be respectful, polite, and mindful of others, and live your life to the fullest. That's my wish for you.
I expect students to always try their best. I expect them to take an active role in their own learning and to challenge themselves both in and outside of the classroom. I expect them to be excellent members of the Head Start community and to be kind and polite to staff and each other. For the future, I hope my students are happy and content in their lives and achieve their dreams. I want them to learn knowledge and skills that they can take forward throughout their lives, and I hope that they learn to be good, honest people.
As teachers at Head Start, we expect our students to come to school really excited about what they're going to learn about each day. We hope that they begin to realise what a wonderful education that they're going to get here at Head Start. And finally, we hope that our students will come to school and listen to their teachers. Your teachers know how to guide you to be successful in everything you do, so please listen to us. I hope that my students will get to enjoy every moment of their education. I hope that they will find what inspires them and that they will pursue that wholeheartedly. And finally, I hope that they discover that learning is one of the great joys in life, just like I have.
I expect my swimmer to get better, to focus, and to not forget their swimming kits. I hope that my swimmers develop a love for the sport of swimming, and also if your boat sinks, you can make it shore.
Hello, 你好. For what I expect for my students, not only that they make progress in their lessons, but they also enjoy the lesson. They're being happy. They learn how to be a good person, so they can dedicate to the society in the future. I want you first to find a career which you really enjoy and really like it. And then when you're doing that job, you're feeling happy every time. And when you have spare time, go around the world to see what the others are doing.
What do I expect from my students? Well, I expect them to turn up on school. What do I expect from my students? Well, I expect them to turn up to school on time, refreshed and ready to learn. I also expect them to make mistakes though, because that's how we all learn. So I want students to ask me questions, and I don't mind if the student asks me a question 1 or 100 times until they understand, provided they've been listening in the first place. The only thing that will annoy Mr. Brown is if a student hasn't been listening, and you will know if this has happened because normally he'll look for the nearest inanimate object and hit himself on the head with it. So that fortunately doesn't happen in every lesson, I'm happy to say, and my experience of teaching at Head Start has been the best teaching experience of my life really, largely down to the students. They've been the best bunch of students I've had to teach. Okay, my hope for students at Head Start in the future is that they will go out into the wider world with the confidence in their skills and abilities to help them to find a path in life that they find truly fulfilling. And I have to say, I wish all students at Head Start the best of luck in the future, but particularly those who are going to be leaving us soon after their final exam.
First, I want my students to be on time to their lessons. I want my students to be active members of their learning in the classroom. I want them to be coming to the classroom happy, with a smile on their face. I want them to be participating, to be sharing their ideas, their opinions in the classroom. Above all, I want them to make progress at all times, and I want them to try at the best of their efforts in the classroom. I wish them the most fantastic future. I want them to be successful in everything they try, in everything they accomplish. I want them to be happy once again. I think it's very important for them to experience things and life to the fullest. So I really wish them the best, to have an amazing future, and I want them to never stop trying and never limit themselves to what they know. I want them to always try and learn and experience new things in their life.
Okay, so from my students, I have very, very high expectations all the time. I expect top quality behaviour, excellent academic work, and really, all the time, I expect you to be giving your best. If you're giving your best and you're doing all of the other things I've listed, then I'm always happy. To be honest, the only thing that I can ever really wish for my students is happiness, because I think that you can talk about things like success and money and wealth and progression, but I think ultimately for me, all it comes down to is happiness. Now, for me, happiness comes from knowing that I'm always trying my best and I'm always pushing myself. So I would imagine that for my students, I'd probably like it to look exactly the same way. However, I think as long as you're doing something in life that's making you happy, and you're working hard at it, and you feel like you're developing and growing as a person, then that's all I can ever really wish for.
So I expect my students to work hard and come and enjoy their DT lessons. I also expect my students to wash up their own paintbrushes. But most importantly, I wish my students to be happy and successful in the future.
From my students, in PE especially, I just invite them to try their hardest, try something new, even if it's something they don't really like, just give everything a go, because you might find something you're good at. For the future of my students, I want them to be successful in anything they do, but most of all, happy.
I expect that they come and give it 110% every single day and just enjoy what they're doing and all the learning that's taking place in my lessons, and just be really positive, like day to day, and try their best all the time. I hope that no matter what it is that they enjoy, that they go and give it their best shot and they be really successful and have a really healthy and prosperous life ahead of them.
I expect my students to just always give their very best in everything they do, and just to keep on believing in themselves. And when you make a mistake, fix it, learn from it, and then try again. The wish I have for all my students is that they will have the very best life imaginable, that they will achieve everything they dream of. So therefore, keep on dreaming big, stand up for what you believe in, and never give up, even when life tries to knock you down. Just keep on going.
สวัสดีค่ะ I expect my students to work hard, be respectful, and show their good manner to everyone. I wish my students to be happy and be healthy. And I wish my students enjoy coming to school every day.
I will always be there in everything I do. I hope that you're as proud of me as I am proud of you. I will always be there in everything I do. I hope that you're as proud of me as I am proud of you.